Peace and welcome to Royal Readings by Royal Blue. I am Royal Blue. I am here because I am called to do an Illuminati reading as America is celebrating Independence Day. The inhabitants of America are not independent. So who's benefiting off of this independence? So, I got 2 decks of cards I want to use. But first, I have pulled some past life doors. And the first card that came up is spouse. So this may be a married couple that's running the whole show. Lovers of some sort. High priest or high priestess. So someone has power. This is a power couple. This is a power couple that practices spirituality and or religion. So they're using religion as a tool to keep people enslaved and not independent. So Independence Day is just a distraction from what's really going on. And it has a psychological effect all over the earth, not just in America. America affects every area of the planet Earth. And here are my psychological cards. And these cards are going to, you see the key is going to unlock your mind to what's really going on. While they're keeping everybody distracted with these celebrations and rituals and holidays. I'm just going to read what fell here on the altar. And let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Ecology check. They're trying to keep everybody in check, and they are going to do it by any means necessary. It says true success is holistic. It serves you, your relationships, and your environment. Before you set any goal or make a big decision, perform an ecology check to ensure it aligns with every aspect of your life. Check everything that's around you to make sure that you are aligned for what's about to happen. So, there's a forgotten person, a core person, a key person to why all of this is happening right now. It's a core person. Somebody may be past friends with this person. This card keeps wanting to jump up. It says turn down the volume. Quit listening to the voices in your head and listen to nature that's surrounding you. Look at the celestial skies, the sun, moon, and stars, and clouds even. It says diminish the power of negative thoughts by adjusting their volume. When a critical voice arises in your mind, turn its volume down like a dial. Make it sound like a cartoon character or even replace it with a silly music. Notice how the emotional intensity fades with the shifting soundscape. So somebody is trying to escape what's happening by listening to the volume in their head. Okay. Listening to the voices in their head. Turn down the volume so you can really know what's going on and stay connected. And we have limiting decisions. So you're in a mental prison that you don't have to be in, but you don't know how to escape. Let's see what this card says. Take off my glasses. You know I can't read with them. A limiting decision is a choice made in the past often unconsciously, that restricts your options or potential? What did you decide about yourself, others, or the world that limits your growth? Identify these limiting decisions and replace them with empowering choices that reflect your true potential. You are tricked into the state of mind that you're in. Like, things happen to you that made you feel like you're not good enough. So you close yourself off from the world. Although you had a voice, you have a voice. You have the potential to free yourself if you just speak up and speak out against the injustice upon the planet Earth that the people of the planet Earth caused. I was reading a Bible verse this morning, Ezra chapter 9, verses 10 through 12. Actually, I should have went beyond where I stopped. And what happened in Ezra, which is in the Old Testament, is relevant to today. So if you have time, check that out. I have a short about it. So this whole independence thing is a distraction. Always has been a distraction. And these people in control know it. It was placed when it was placed on purpose. This is 250 years of independence from England. But yet and still, this is still the wilderness of North America. So let's go into the next card. Rewind the memory. Go back in history and find out why independence isn't really freedom for most, or at all. So there's going to be a time that's going to come back to your remembrance that you ran from, that you need to reflect upon to get you up out of this mental prison that you have placed yourself in. It says, diminish a negative memory by rewinding it like a movie. Play the scene backward in your mind, making it faster, sillier, or less threatening. This technique helps remove the emotional charge tied to the memory. Turn down the volume and rewind the memory. Sometimes you got to do that to get to the next step and have the mirror effect. So somebody is bouncing their emotions off of other people. They want their negativity to bounce off of them and onto other people. They want it to stick like glue onto other people. It says, people feel most safe when they feel seen. Mirroring builds connection by gently aligning with another's tone, pace, posture, or breathing. Don't mimic, match. Subtle alignment says, we're on the same wavelength. Everybody is not on the same frequency or wavelength. They try to make you go into your lower chakras and stay there, not building up your upper chakras and staying there. They want you to feel as miserable as they are. And then we have secondary gain. So when you have this effect, you gain the weight of the person that is putting their weight up on you. And you're taking it, and you're feeding it, and you're getting bigger, and you're growing. You're gaining, and not in a positive way. It says, are you receiving unconscious benefits from maintaining a problem or negative behavior? Yes, being deceived by an independent country that's not independently free. The inhabitants of which said country are not free. Where is the independence? When everything is tracked and monitored. Where is the independence? Where is the freedom? Where is the equality and justice? Where is the peace? I guess you got to create it for yourself, because ain't nobody going to hand it to you. It says, dig deep and examine what hidden benefits you are receiving by staying stuck. Once you uncover the secondary gain, you can address it consciously and shift towards more empowering actions. Get up and get moving. Get your brain moving. Take this key to unlock this door. And we have transportation. Somebody needs to get moving. Like, let this reading be a flame up under your behind. Because you're going to get left behind by staying stuck. You got to be willing to move forward to get anywhere. Even if you take a baby step. And we have belief system reboot. So this reading is a belief system reboot. And I'm not telling you what to believe or to even believe me. But I'm telling you to trust the divine, because I'm just a messenger. And belief system reboot. This whole reading is going to rewire your thinking. And it says, your belief shapes your reality. The way you think, your thought process. This card encourages you to take a deep dive into your belief system, challenge outdated beliefs, and install new ones that align with your vision of success and fulfillment. So, that moves me into, what do we believe? I got my Illuminati cards here. What do we believe? What do we know to be true in our own psyche, in our own system of things, within a system of things that's in the system of things? Okay, a couple cards want to fall out here. Fall out. Somebody's about to ball out. I'm hearing that. Look, I told you you're being watched. Surveillance state. Everyone has a tracker. That's why there's all these data centers. Everybody is tracked. Everything you say, do, and think is tracked. That's why they have Chat GPT. Yeah. The proven truth. God's proven truth says. Mainstream narrative. They created this Independence Day as a mainstream narrative for the wilderness of North America. And a lot of people are out here praying for peace. But sometimes prayer just ain't enough. It should be, but people make it difficult. See, ooh, the truth card is here. This card ain't even supposed to be in this deck. So why it's here, we have sunset. The sun is going down on a situation, on this whole system of things that was designed to keep you independent, dependent. You don't even know what to do because the climate keeps changing. You don't know which way the wind's going to blow this fire. Is it going to blow it to the east, to the west? And we know that it already hit the west. So there's tornadoes in the Midwest. There's volcanoes in the islands. and in the mountains of the wilderness of North America. So, climate change. Have you noticed how hot it is? This summer is only beginning. This is just the beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg. Before I read the cards that fell in front of me, excuse me, predictive programming. So all this is designed to keep you programmed. It says symbols, storylines, and headlines work together, training the collective mind to normalize what once seemed unthinkable. By the time it happens, the public is primed to accept it without questioning it. You taking the news at its word, causing a climate change. So it says, the planet is undergoing profound shifts, yet forces may be at work to exploit this crisis for control. When the heart, somebody don't even have a heart. But it says, when the heat rises, the answers are being below the surface. I'm hearing Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire signs. I'm talking to a fire sign that need to ask some questions within yourself. Have a mirroring moment. All right, so we have fake alien invasion. So another distraction. Now I'm telling you or someone to watch Independence Day. Isn't that what Will Smith, Independence Day? It says, the sky may be filled with strange lights and spectacles, but the truth lies far beneath the surface. Question everything, for not all visitors from above are enemies. So they want you to be programmed into thinking that there is no other beings in the universe. But those that are blind, deaf, and dumb will believe that, causing them paranoia. People panic when the pandemic hit, causing paranoia. And paranoia can cause death. When you embrace something that you fear so much, and you want to be healed so badly, paranoia can cause this programming of your brain, causing you to panic, to be afraid. It says, the mind twists reality when trust is absent. Be mindful when paranoia begins to creep in, and don't let fear-based thinking take over. Not everything is a threat, and not all outcomes are negative. So think of the good things that's about to happen. All because somebody's been praying for peace. But for some, that is not enough. All right, so something about a newscaster, a local newscaster, that has to play this role of not telling the whole truth, but telling a half-truth, or even a truth at all. It says mainstream narrative. When every major news outlet echoes the same talking points, you may be hearing a coordinated script rather than unbiased reporting. Every story has an author. Ask who's holding the pen. Who's holding the pen if every news channel is telling the same story? You gotta think about these things, people. Food insecurity. People are afraid to eat these days, or at least you should be. Especially if you're eating fast food. How come fast food is so fast? Where is all the meat coming from? So somebody needs to grow their own vegetables, your own garden, your own herbs before destruction hits, where you won't be able to harvest anything because it'll be all burnt up. So it says the easiest way to destabilize a region is to destabilize its food supply. So if they can't feed you, they ain't got to worry about you. So you got to learn how to preserve food, reserve food for yourself. It says limiting access to food forces dependency and compliance becomes a survival strategy. So they know that these people who've been praying for peace, they're looking at these people as their savior. These people that gave you fake stories, fake news, so to speak, or it ain't no so to speak, it is what it is. So you need a belief system reboot. So let this reading kick in and, we can go deeper. We're going a little bit deeper. Then I'm going to get up off of here because someone needs a personal reading. And I'm not telling you to get one. You don't even have to get one from me, but someone needs a personal reading to tell you which way you are headed and which way you are being directed to go. I'm not going to say I'm telling you to go. It's divine. It's a divine thing. It's not a royal blue thing. I'm just here reading. So next we have, I'm just about to boom, boom, boom through this water shortage. Why is all the water being poisoned? Why is all the water? Because they know you can't live without water. You can't live without bread alone either. What you gonna wash the bread down with if there's no water? Get water while you can. Water shortage. It says a global water crisis looms as resources are depleted or manipulated for control. You're being called to protect and honor water on a personal, collective level. So don't waste water. You better be saving it because you're going to need it in case any of the systems do, or when the systems do, the grids do shut down. You're going to need to wash yourself, all of you, your whole body. You're going to have to stay clean, safe, and sober. So, as a collective, don't believe the hype, but believe the truth behind the hype. Who's running the show? Digital ID. Wow. We are living in this day and time, and I'm like, wow. The palm of your hand is becoming your digital ID. Whether you wanted a chip in you or not, they're saying you got one already. All these shots that you got growing up, nobody questioned what they were putting in them. Where are they putting your child in a certain area, in a certain neighborhood, or, a certain demographic that would eliminate that race of people? Anyway, stuff is popping up on my phone. It says a digital ID links your movements, transactions and history into a single trackable profile. Your Facebook profiles, think about it. You're tracked because you're feeding into the system. Myself included. But I'm doing it for a purpose, not just because I can. It's a calling. So it says, I'm going to read this again. A digital ID. You are your digital ID. When they scan you, you go through a medical detective. Medical detective. Ooh. Somebody. When you go through a metal detector, you're being scanned. You're digitally, virtually being scanned. And a digital ID links your movements, transactions, and history into a single trackable profile. The more you identify is centralized, your identity is centralized, the more vulnerable you are to being switched off. They have to switch you on before they can switch you off. So who's on? Who's in on this? This is my last card I'm pulling, and then I'm going to head over to either TikTok or Facebook and go live with this. I will go live on here, but I'm not going to yet. So please like, share, subscribe to this video. Let people know that there is a reader out here that is in tune with right now, this present moment. And we have, wow, I didn't know this card was coming, but we have the Antichrist. This is it. I can't say anymore. Look at that card, the Antichrist. It says, a figure emerges promising unity and salvation, but their motives are tainted with greed and manipulation. Many will follow, believing they are serving the light. Discernment will be your greatest defense. I can't say no more. Say less, I'm going live. Say less, I'm going live. Follow me on Facebook, Vashawn J. Brown. Follow me on Instagram, Royal Blue 17. Follow me on TikTok, Vashawn J. Brown. Vashawn Royal Readings by Royal Blue. If you would like a personal reading to know where you stand right now in this day and time during this Day of Independence weekend, hit me up. And the details will be in the description box. How to get in touch with me to get this done. You know, I do this for the culture, so you don't get ate up by the vultures. Let that sink in. Peace.